Hi, my name's Paul. I'm an Australian and I'm here in South Korea at the memorial to the Australian and New Zealanders who fought during the Korean War here in the epic Battle of Kapyong, which occurred in April 1951. This is, at this end of the park is the Australian memorial. You can see that there. And swing around this way. At the other end of the park is the memorial to the New Zealand artillery gunners over there. So I'm at what would be considered the very forward position of the battlefield. The river, which the Chinese crossed at the beginning of their attack, is over there, and I'm going to go and show you various important parts of the battlefield today. This ridge area, which is about 50 or so meters high, and it goes for quite a way. B Company of the 3rd Battalion Royal Australian Regiment occupied roughly the central section here, and they were actually the first to be attacked by the Chinese, and they beat off several attacks and inflicted many casualties. I think they killed about 180 Chinese before they were pulled back across the valley floor back into Hill 504. We're going to climb up there in a minute, but just quickly, that mountain there, maybe, if I'm wrong, apologies, but it might be Hill 677, which was occupied by the Canadians. More on them later. Okay, let's go up Hill 504. You can see a little bit better the ridge in the foreground there. That's where A Company was. You can see it's the lower part, so it's easier for the Chinese to get at them. That's the back of Hill 504, and of course D Company was there, and this is the site of a rather tragic friendly fire incident. An American Corsair plane dropped a napalm bomb on the Australian troops of D Company there by mistake, and a couple of Australians were killed and several were very badly burnt. That was at a time when D Company was under extreme pressure from Chinese going up the top of the hill there. Eventually the Australians later that day had to withdraw. Ben O'Dowd is the one who worked out how it was going to be done, and basically the Australians hugged the ridge line, which you can see there, and they pulled back. You can see it going off that way, and they pulled back way down that way there, a couple of kilometres back. Here's a good view of the ridge line along which the Australians withdrew. One company went ahead and set up a covering position while the rest went through, and they took it in turns doing that until they got to safety a couple of kilometres further back down that way. I'm actually standing in what was approximately where the original 3 RAR battalion headquarters was. The mortar platoon section was over there across on the other side of the road. Lieutenant Colonel Ferguson was told to be here. I don't think he would have chosen to be here himself, perhaps, because he's quite a way back from the action. Hill 504 is 2 kilometres that way, but he was told to be in a position where the retreating South Korean troops could see him and perhaps gain a bit of confidence that someone was in control of the situation. Maybe Ferguson's headquarters was over there, I think. Unfortunately, because they were in an exposed position, the Chinese infiltrated up the valley floor there, and battalion headquarters came under attack, and they had to withdraw in a lot of disorder. Over there, as I said, was the mortar platoon. Their commanding officer was a man called Phil Bennett. He ended up becoming a battalion commander in Vietnam at the Battle of Coral, and he actually ended up being governor of Tasmania after that. This is the end of the ridgeline that the Australians came across to withdraw, and then they crossed the river somewhere around here. I'm not sure if that bridge was there at the time, but they crossed in this vicinity and then went just a little bit back that way, to where the Middlesex Regiment was in reserve.